hump day. How are you guys doing? Happy Wednesday to you guys. Benny, leave me alone, please, and tag. That's Master Benny passing there. But this is the morning show, and we're happy to be here in your company again. Let's see what our news desk is saying, and then we'll be back.
Good morning. The Choiseul Saltibus MP is calling on the public to donate blood for the victims of the industry cutlass attack while pledging support for the family. The brutal incident linked to an alleged case of harassment has shocked the quiet community.
Well, when you hear an incident of this nature occurring in the community of Choiseul Saltibus, it definitely leaves everyone, in a state of shock, because we're not a community that's known for that kind of violent response for any situation. And I don't think there's any justification for what happened.
2 suspects remain in police custody in connection with this incident. A local attorney is raising concerns over reports that more than 200 St. Lucians could be deported from the United States under an executive order signed by President Donald Trump. Attorney-at-law Wayne Harrow argues that while some may lack legal status, their contributions to both the U.S. and St. Lucia should not be overlooked.
My Facebook post specifically addressed concerns I'm having when I read on Facebook the negative things people are saying. St. Lucians especially are saying about those persons who are potentially deportees. And I'm really concerned about how we treat our own people. We have to remember that our deportees, or those who will be deported, the contribution that they have made to this country. And so I'm asking the government right now, whether it is our own national government or through CARICOM or through the OECS, to put certain programs and policies in place to assist our potential or prospective deportees.
He is calling for measures to support their reintegration and urging citizens to ensure their immigration documents are in order. Questions remain over the status of a government-commissioned investigation into alleged corruption in the Uwanora International Airport project. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, who announced the probe's resumption in 2023, was unable to confirm its progress when pressed during a pre-cabinet briefing this week.
Can't at this point.
Nothing as yet?
I can't at this point. There's not been anything new for me to report.
Has it been completed?
I can't at this point. I don't know.
Robert Lindquist was first retained in 2012 by Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony's government to conduct that investigation. However, it came to a halt in 2016 under the former UWP administration. The government of St. Lucia has announced that over $32 million in tax-free back pay will be disbursed to more than 11,000 public servants starting February 20th, 2025. This follows successful negotiations between the government negotiating team, the GNT, and the Trade Union Federation, or TUF, which represents various public sector workers, including teachers, nurses, firefighters, and other civil servants.
We have completed negotiations with the TUF, and we're going to make an announcement very soon as to when civil servants should expect their back pay and their salary increase. I can assure you they're going to get it before independence. Civil servants will be having their back pay and their pay increase before independence.
In addition to the back pay, the agreement outlines salary increases of 6% for 2022 to 2025 and 7% for 2025 to 2028. The government has expressed gratitude to both negotiating teams for reaching an amicable resolution. The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the establishment of the Sovereign Wealth Fund of St. Lucia, a public investment fund aimed at securing sustainable economic development and enhancing the country's climate resilience. The government has described the Sovereign Wealth Fund of St. Lucia as a model for residents to cultivate a habit of saving and investing for the future.
The Sovereign Wealth Fund will be a public fund managed by a board which shall be a corporate body. The board shall devise investment guidelines that bind the performance of the investment manager, and that these guidelines should prioritize the following principles. A, that a high return target be the primary motivator to the prior attainment of set thresholds. B, that thresholds to trigger non-investment withdrawals be defined, with these triggers being tied to portfolio size relative to GDP. C, that the fund be invested according to the environmental, social, and governance ESG principles. D. The derivatives and similar instruments be used only for hedging purposes.
The savings from the fund will enhance social security programs and improve the government's ability to support St. Lucians who need it the most. That's your news summary. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a break. We'll be back. You know, but yesterday, the 4th, was World Cancer Day. As you can see, I'm wearing my pin. Everybody is jealous of my pin. It represents all the colors. So thank you, Dr. Remy. But joining us is Ngozi. Ngozi is from the Ministry of Health, from Education in the Ministry of Health. And she is sharing with us some of the activities that is planned out as part of the ministry to mark or to represent for World Cancer Day. As a matter of fact, there's a panel discussion that's happening today. So let's find out some more. We're here with Naomi. Naomi Granderson is from the Ministry of Health. And of course, always around time like that, we definitely need to tap into her. Yesterday marked World Cancer Day. And of course, the ministry's got their own calendar of activities to represent and observe that as well. So Naomi, happy New Year. It's good to see you again in 2025.
Same here, Maureen. It's always a pleasure to be on the morning show. Always a pleasure.
Wonderful. Now, yesterday we marked the World Cancer Day, and it's one day and a lot probably is happening. February is quite a heavy month for health because a lot of observances happen in the month of February as well. But obviously, the ministry would have had their own calendar of activities starting from today.
Right, exactly. So the global theme is United by Unique, and our national theme is Act Against Cancer. So in an effort to merge these two themes, we are hosting a panel discussion later today at Salford Lewis Community College, right, from 12 to 2 p.m. Right. And it's also going to be live on YouTube and our Facebook page as well. Wow. So we're bringing 5 different people involved in cancer care, cancer experiences, medical doctors, cancer survivor, and a support person to somebody with cancer.
Wow.
It's going to be amazing to just hear the stories and learn from it. And we're opening it up to the general public to come and be present because there's a question and answer segment where you can engage the panelists.
Absolutely. World Cancer Day, I mean, the observance has been on for quite some time. What would you say in terms of from the ministry standpoint, from the department standpoint? Are we making strides? Are we getting there? You know, what is it like? What is the numbers like from your end? Is it hopeful? What is it looking like?
I would say we're making some strides, but we have a long way to go. To be honest, we have a long way to go. There was a bit of a decline between 2003 to 2004 in our numbers. However, we still have some concerning figures, particularly for prostate cancer, breast cancer, cervical cancer, and in the top 10, we also have skin cancer. So
we experience it here?
Yes, we also do. And so we're asking our Black people to wear sunscreen, and we have colorectal cancer. Colon cancer is becoming a significant issue as well. And so we're still going through it. So there are some things we've put in place in terms of free prostate examination at the men's clinic in various health regions. Free cervical cancer screenings at all wellness centers. We have the clinical breast exam at all wellness centers for free, and also the new Betty Wells, right? So we are making some strides, but we still have quite a long way to go. I'll be honest.
Let's talk. I'm glad you mentioned so many different cancers because, in the past, everybody, when you hear cancer, we think automatically breast, and a lot of effort and time and goes into that. We have seen, I don't know from my vantage, but I would say that, or is it that we are now more exposed to the information, but it will appear that we are seeing more of these sorts of cancers like the cervical, the prostate, like you just mentioned, skin. I've never even heard or known of anybody who were affected by skin cancer, the colon cancer and lung, all of these cancers, the different cancers that are now. Is it that we are seeing more of those, or is just that the information is now more readily available to know that they exist?
It's a good question. Perhaps it has to do with better diagnostics and people coming in. However, I can't say for sure. It appears that there has been an increase. But because I don't have the data from a very long time ago, I cannot accurately make the comparison. But definitely it appears that there has been an increase overall within the past couple of years, at least 5 years or so. People are becoming more sensitized and they are coming in. We have a little bit more men coming in as well, not enough. So the diagnostic procedures have improved over the years. You could imagine from the 80s to now, there have been some improvements. So we're getting the data to show what is actually happening on island.
Maybe it's a good time to let the men know that you no longer have to the magic finger. There's different things now, so guys don't have to be scared no more.
Thank you very much. I really want to encourage the men that if you're afraid of the rectal examination, we do have a blood test called a PSA that can be done to determine if there are any issues with the prostate. There's also an ultrasound test for further diagnostics. So please, if you're afraid, we got you covered. Come in and go to your provider as well if you have a private doctor, and just have a relationship with a health provider as an adult. Give them your history and let them tell you when you should be doing various cancer screenings, because early detection is the best way to tackle cancer, because if you get it early or before the cells become cancerous, it's easy peasy. But if you get it after, we're talking about money that, so much money that we most of us cannot afford.
No choices. All right. So today we're looking at the discussion, the panel discussion. Anything else on the calendar for the month?
Oh, for sure. We continue with our Pledge 5 challenge like last year. So from World Cancer Day, which was yesterday, continuing for February, we're encouraging everybody, whether it be organizations, community groups, churches, to pledge at least $5 to a cancer support agency or to somebody who has cancer. Collect that money, make that contribution to add some value to their life, or pledge to adopt 5 cancer-fighting habits. So if you always wanted to quit tobacco, pledge to quit tobacco this month and work towards that. If you want to stop eating too much barbecue stuff, which puts you at risk, salty stuff, less sugars, run more, walk more, pledge at least 5 things, or even if it's just one thing that you want to change this month and beyond, and post it. Tag 5 friends, try to get them involved, share your cancer story. So that's what the pledge is about for this month. Apart from that, we have screenings, we have trainings across the island to just educate people on our services and, of course, on how to reduce their risk for some cancers.
Wonderful. And I think that's a wrap for us from here. But you know what you need to do. Get up and get the ball rolling. We're on a high. We're on a wonderful and positive journey right now. So this morning we're keeping it upbeat, but we're also keeping it very positive. We went to the current school recently, and the young man who is the president of the student council is such a promising young man, and he has some goals. He has some things he's trying to achieve before he move on from that post and move on from the school. And I think we can help to, make that a reality for him and the students to come. So let's listen. This young man is Ashmead Joseph. He's a Form 5 student of the current secondary school. He's also the sitting president of the student council, and it means he's also outgoing president as well. For the last year, this young man has been holding this position, and we just wanted to tap into your energy, give you your flowers, shed some light, because this is not an easy thing to do. And what really is the students council's role in the school?
Well, our role is to enhance the school spirit, be there to support students through anything they need, activities, fundraising events. Yeah, just be there for the students and support them.
Have like a support system that can relate.
Yes.
All
represent
right.
them, yes.
Represent them and their interests, because you would have a better understanding what it is that they like, what it
Yes.
is that All right, great. Now I want to go a little way with you. What are some of the things that you're proud of that you've undertaken in your tenure for the last year?
I'm really proud of getting the students engaged because it hasn't really been a thing with the Students' Council for the past years. So I'm really proud of myself for having the students more engaged with activities, fundraisings, etc.
Okay, well, kudos to you. Come bring it in. Absolutely. No, I want to tap into your energy. As a young man yourself, young people this day, we get a lot of, we have a lot of negative things sometimes surrounding the youth. And sometimes they're justified because sometimes when we look in, the kids seem like they're not on the same page with these things. But from your own vantage point, and of course being the president, of course, what are some of the areas what are some of the ways that you think that young people are being misunderstood? What are some of the ways that we as adults is failing to connect with the young people? What do you think is some of the issues and that we can make a difference in as adults and to better work with you all?
Maybe your communication skills, probably.
Okay. We need to learn your language a little more.
Yeah.
A little LOL and a little yeah. Yeah, that will work. So do you believe it's a communication issue?
Yes.
Do you think that, so you don't think that kids are just out of control these days? It's just a communication issue?
Well, some of them, they just unruly and out of control, and they have nothing really that can be done about it. That's just how they are. But yeah,
Majority of times, I think a lot of them are misunderstood.
yes.
And they just need somebody to show a little interest and say, well, all right, we understand where you're coming from. Let me meet you halfway.
Yes.
And sometimes they project. And if we're not aware, we could take it as to mean that they're just disruptive. They were just looking for some attention. Do you think that?
Yes, I believe that 100%.
I'm trying to figure it out because, a person's bodies like yours is very important for us to understand what we're working with. So as a sitting president, outgoing president, as a student yourself, if you'd like to leave anything out there to any adult or any student or any bodies like other school councils, what was one of the things that you think you would like to leave or share with them, to better enhance, everything?
Just listen to the students, put their ideas into consideration, because sometimes you think, oh, like that will not work out, that not good or whatever, but when you actually try it, like you'll see the good outcome of it, and it always worth it to give something a shot.
Absolutely. A listening ear. You hear what the children say? We need to give them more of a listening ear. Now, Mr. President, I'm going to tap into you again. Before you leave the sports, what are some of the things that you'd like to accomplish?
I would like to input projects in the school, like long-lasting projects. Right now, we're trying to get a sponsorship to have a new water fountain. We have a water fountain in the front. We want to put one at the back of the school. That's one of our projects. An inspirational wall to, inspire students.
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you plan to leave these things?
Yes.
And does it look fruitful, or do you need some sponsor? Well, you need the sponsors for the fountain.
Yes.
What else? You need sponsors for everything?
We need sponsors. We need them. We need
All right,
them.
tell him that. Tell him.
We need the sponsors. Please, guys, we're begging for them.
Absolutely. Give this young man an opportunity to leave this institution on a high, because he's given them a lot of his time and his effort, and you can help him to make that happen and leave a lasting impression for the rest of the students to come. How about that? Corporate St. Lucia, individual St. Lucia. What we could do? What you need? What you need? So you need paint. What you need? You need water. You need Wasco. What you need? Wasco. We coming. Right. So you need paint for the inspirational
We
wall.
need the paint.
But, do you have a wall already? You have to build one.
We have walls already.
Okay, so you just want to
The paint.
the
We just
paint.
need the paint.
All right, Harris Paints, we coming. Let me tell you, I know my girl not gonna disappoint me. You're getting paint for sure. I can promise you that, because Harris is not gonna disappoint us. The rest of the things we gonna see how it can happen.
Okay.
But if we do, how do we reach out? We come to the school and we come to the student council, or we go through the principal. Where do we do the donations?
You go to the principal, and the principal will come through with us.
Absolutely. So you hear the drill. Current secondary school. We're looking forward to you all coming on board and helping them to achieve what they want to achieve. And well done, young man.
Thank you, Miss.
Don't worry, you're leaving the school and you're going to get to leave your final, you're going to get your final wish.
Yes, miss.
I promise you that. All you're leaving me for hanging, I know that for sure. Thank you again, young man.
Thank
And
you.
all the best.
You too, Miss. Thank you.
Mwah. February, independence, alternative sports. It does make sense. And who is best to tell us all about it than Craig? Expectedly, we got to find Craig again because we're heading into the month of February, and that is normally a very exciting time for the alternative sports department. And Craig, this is your baby. This is you're passionate about that, and I guess with all the work that happens there, you still get to enjoy and see how all of this pans out and how it comes together. Now, I have already started to see some signs, things looking structured and very much well placed going forward. So I must commend you and your team. You have been working. So we want to know what's going on. We want to know. I see a whole list of flyers. So it means a lot of things is going on for the month of February. Craig, Happy New Year to you. And it's good to absolutely. Let's talk, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time again. It's been difficult as usual, putting together the schedule, getting the clubs to come together, to get this collaboration of one main event, one main schedule. Unfortunately, I mean, we have had some hiccups with the KKBF, and I think that's made headlines. So we've had to keep the motion, keep the focus, and creating another event. I mean, that we have other parties that are interested in an alternative source of racing. Right. We call it 758 Independence Autocross. Just changed the drags to autocross. Okay. So we've tried to tap into that market this year, just because we're unable to do actual drags. Right. The other events that we have, as I said, we have staple events like we have esports, we have darts, chess, drafts, paintball, autocross, supercross, the island ride. Although we are not necessarily directly involved in the island ride, we do support the clubs that do take part in the island ride. So we have that kind of collaboration with them. I mean, every year we try to be inclusive. We also have the Shooting Association, which has the yearly independence shootout. So we are supportive of that as well. So we are trying to spread as much as possible.
Right. Now, I want to spend some time on the drag and the autocross. Yeah. Now, how would that affect, the whole vibe? Because, of course, like you said, it was a big thing for us. We normally spend some time go down to the KKBF, and that's like the highlight sometimes. Even for the bike men, they stop off there. And, so how does that organ? And I mean, that's this year. So do we see, have you been having talks? Is there any hope that future-wise this thing is going to sort itself out and we can get back to that?
Yeah. I believe, I mean, we've been in many meetings. I've been sat in many meetings pertaining to the KKBF, all the alternative sources, the venues. Sad to say that we don't have any alternative venue to handle that type of motorsport event. So sadly, we just need to, just divert focus a little bit into another aspect of racing.
Okay, so explain the difference between the drag and the autocross.
So the autocross is other word for it is called dexterity. It is you either do a drag and wind where you have two cars starting at opposite ends, but finishing at the same location within as fastest time. Okay. So you have, or what we're doing this year, because we don't have the facility to use two cars, we're going to do the autocross, which is pretty much the fastest car. Right. So what that does, it tests the driver's reflexes, it tests their skill, it tests the agility of the car, and how they are able to maneuver between cones, braking, drifting, dragging around corners. Pretty much the entire bond between a driver and a car. Right. You really get that. We're going to be doing that at the Darren Sammy Stadium. Yeah, we did.
What a blow for the people in the South, though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that, I mean, we really have to just focus on something else for now. The intention is to get back to drugs. Right. As I said, the minister, Mr. Honorable Kenson Kazimi, has had many talks with me, with his ministers, in trying to look at an alternative source in terms of getting back on track with drugs. So I'm just going to say that this year we just need to focus on something else. Wonderful. And hopefully we can start to work towards something that we can hopefully host another drag event next year.
Well, it's quite a lot, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of people may not retain everything we're sharing here, but where can we go to make sure that we're in tune with everything alternative sports for the independence celebration?
Okay, well, we have multiple locations. I mean, we started off with Guns Down, Wheels Up in Soufrière on the 9th of February. That kind of suits now that we have that unfortunate stuff happening in Soufrière, but we go on to esports, we go on to drafts. Esports is happening at the Grosley Human Resource Center on the 22nd, I believe it is. We have darts and chess in multiple locations. So I really advise people to look at the calendar. I mean, it will be shared on more than one social platform. Just look out for it because there are many locations and many times and many dates. Wow. So I just advise people to look out for the calendar.
Can we do this on the Ministry of Sports or the alternative sports side?
We will be on the ministry side. Okay. On the Ministry of Sports page. Absolutely. That would be done. Also on the 758 Independence government page.
So we'll find all of the information right there. Craig, we look forward to a lot more. And I know, you know, in the coming days and weeks, we are going to be interacting and collaborating with a lot of the other persons who are actually involved in the specifics, you know, like the drag, you know, well, no drags, but all of the supermotors. So we plan to take full advantage of that and keep in tune with you, the viewers. Craig, thanks again for making time.
No problem. Anytime. No problem.
You gotta love and appreciate the job, you know. I appreciate bringing you all the wonderful stuff, but you know what? I get to enjoy some of those as well. I mean, when you can, on any given day, you can just come on over to the Constitution Park, stand facing an awesome monument of Sir John Compton, get nice people to say hi to you, and of course, look at somebody feeding pigeon. I wish I had bread. Next time I have to bring bread to feed the pigeon. I ain't feed the pigeon, no? But at least somebody is feeding the pigeon. Now, I want you to make some sense out of what is happening there. Look at who is feeding the pigeon, and let that be a life lesson for you going forward in life. You understand what I'm telling to you? If you pick it up, you pick it up. If you don't pick it up, then it don't make sense trying to explain it to you. But go on out and have a good day, and let that bring some semblance of thought and motivation to you today. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow.